everyone, it's Jen on the go with another Instacart video. Thank you so much for clicking on this channel. You guys, happy Tuesday. What is the date? August 18th, 2020. Thank you for subscribing to this channel if you already have, and if you haven't and you're clicking on this for the first time, I would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button right there somewhere. Thank you so much, you guys. What that does for me, it just simply motivates me to want to come back here and talk to you guys and encourage and inspire and to let you know we're not alone and we're all trying to make money together. I am doing pretty well with Instacart, and I'm just trying to share with you the tips and tricks and research that other people have been sharing with me just to help you. So thank you. So it really does motivate me. And a thumbs up too, or a thumbs down, just tell me why. So you guys, I wanted to do an earnings update really quick with last week. I kind of left you hanging Sunday and Monday. But that's okay. I'm here now, right? And I hope you didn't miss me too much. Just kidding. Just kidding. So last week, I finished my week with making $806. I worked 21 active hours. That means 21 shop hours. That averaged to $38 per hour. So not bad, you guys. 21 hours? I'll take it. Part-time work, it was awesome money. Not many places you can go make almost $40 an hour for working 21 hours, right? And I know I'm in an area where I'm fortunate that we have access to batches that are pretty lucrative. But anyway, that's how I did last week. And remember, I hit a brick wall. If you watched my last video, if you haven't, go ahead and watch that now if you want. But I talked about the Instacart burnout, and it's real, like the honeymoon phase is over. And when that happens, it's like, oh, it's like climbing a mountain to want to work. So I hope that through all the comments, we can inspire each other and just help each other out and encourage each other to want to keep going. So that's what this video is for. So that was my earnings update. And guess what, you guys? I have news. I woke up this morning and I'm back to a 5-star. Yes. Yes. And I'm not saying this to brag, you guys. I'm saying this because many of you are in the same boat. If you've watched my former videos, you know that I got down to a 4.92. I had 4 stars given to me. I thought not fairly, but when is it ever fair? But you know what? Life's not fair. So I was able to climb out of that hole by doing a ton of batches, a ton of triple batches, double batches, lower paying batches, just so it was a numbers game. Because remember, it's a rolling 100. The goal here is not necessarily to get a 5-star. The goal is to not get dinged with a 4 or lower. So to do that, you have to service customers above and beyond, and that's what I did. I can pridefully say I didn't have a bad shop. At least if I was going to get rated poorly, I know it wasn't because of me. I mean, when I tell you I looked at every berry in the container, every strawberry in the container, it was exhausting, but that's what it took to get the 5-star up. So if you are below a 5-star, have hope, because if I can do it, you will do it. I know that you can. You just have to just keep working forward. Don't look back, just go forward, right? So anyway, that was great news. I woke up this morning and I was able to take firsthand at all the good batches, and I made my goal in 2 batches. I got lucky because the second one gave me a pretty nice tip, a nice paying batch on top of a great tip. So I was good. So I just had to do 2 batches this morning. I was done working at noon. So just keep up the good work, you guys. Do not get discouraged, you guys. It's hard work, but if you enjoy it, just think of it as a game. Just try to manipulate the system. Just the more you do, the more 4 stars will fall off, or 3 stars, whatever you have. So anyway, that was my bit of good news. But today I wanted to respond to a couple comments in viewer comments and viewer questions that I thought might be helpful for all of us. I want to keep this video nice and short too, because I've been told my videos are way too long, which I understand. I get that, so I'm trying to do better. So the first comment was a viewer that commented to me about whether we give the receipt to the customer or not. And as you know, per Instacart's policy, we do not give the customer the paper receipt. However, the viewer in my comments said, she said she'll just, if a customer asks, she'll screenshot the receipt for them, and or let the customer, take a photograph of the receipt. it's the same thing because the customer still has the receipt. It's just whether it's digital or paper, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. The problem is another viewer corrected her, and then they were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, not being very nice to each other. That's fine if you guys comment below. I can't tell you what to do, but can we just kind of keep it G-rated here and just, can we encourage each other? Because if you're, if whatever you're doing works for you, just keep doing it. We don't have to come after somebody for having a different opinion. All I'm trying to do is give you the facts of Instacart policies. But as I tell my children, you do you and I'll do me. I mean, just, if it works for you, then do it, I guess. You risk deactivation at your own risk. But per Instacart's policy, I just want to address this again for anyone who may be new. Never, ever, whatsoever, do you ever give a customer, even if it's requested, a copy of the Instacart receipt that you've just purchased the groceries for. I have about twice a week customers will say, hey, will you just put the receipt in the bag? And my answer is, per Instacart's policy, I am not privileged, or I don't have the authority to give you the receipts. You'll have to go through Instacart to do that. I believe it will be uploaded electronically. So you guys just have to nip it in the bud and just emphatically own it, that you are not allowed to give the receipt out. And that includes electronic receipt. Like, there's no difference. Here's why. Instacart, number one, it's their policy, and if you break their policy, you can risk deactivation. If a customer has the receipt, they can then look at the itemized items, and they will see that they were upcharged on several items, because that's what Instacart does. You guys, here's what I don't understand with Instacart customers. This is a service. So if I'm gonna buy groceries online and I get to sit on my sofa and not risk getting sick in my bathrobe, and I'm ordering groceries, of course I'm going to expect an upcharge. And why customers don't think that that is happening, that's crazy. It is a luxury service, and you're going to be charged a fee to use their service on top of the regular fee that they do. So I understand the policy, you guys. So number one, Instacart doesn't want customers seeing the upcharges because they are there. Number two is, there have been fraudulent customers in the past, you guys, who have taken these receipts with their groceries back to the store for a credit. Then they go back to Instacart and say, guess what? Didn't receive my groceries. You know what happens then? The shopper is deactivated. So then it's a lose-lose for you and us all the way around. So my point is, if Instacart says no to the receipts, and that means both paper and taking a picture. So that is the correct answer. But I'm just saying, let's not argue about it. Let's lift each other up and say, yeah, I get why you would think that, but that's fine. I mean, I just don't want you to get caught. There's a nice way to say things, you guys, but that is the policy of Instacart. And even if a customer says, can I take a picture of it? It's all you have to do is say no. It's not your policy. We work on the platform as independent contractors, so it's really not hard. Okay, so that was one comment I wanted to address. Oh, my notes are right here. And I'm looking at the camera today, you guys. I'm not looking at myself. Makes a difference, right? How much money can you really make on Instacart? I read an article yesterday on Indeed about what Instacart shoppers actually make, and it's all over the place, you guys. I'm going to link the article in the description box below. It's worth the read. Basically, to sum it up, Instacart shopper earnings, including tips, average to about $14.64 an hour. Now remember, I'm averaging about $40 an hour, so I'm above that average. While Indeed's figure for driver salaries is just $11.62 an hour, if you're thinking about working for Instacart, your experience could be different depending on what zone you're in. You might be one of the fortunate ones who lands a sufficient number of decently paid batches and lucks out, or you could be underpaid, frustrated, fed up, looking for a new gig. So my advice to you guys, if you're not making money where you are, and if you're below that average of $14.64, then you should not be working for Instacart, period, because that's the average. You do not want to be below that average, and I know everybody's area is different. My suggestion is drive around. You're not stagnant where you are. Drive around till you find your honey hole. You guys, when I did my trip, I did a road trip from Massachusetts to Chicago this past June, I had my app open just out of curiosity to see what the batches were. I was seeing huge numbers depending on what area I was in, and then lower numbers. It was an experiment for me, and there are, depending on where you go, you will have access to more lucrative batches. So just be aware of that, be mindful of that. If it's not working in your area, drive around until you find an area that works. Maybe you want to drive a half an hour away and sit in the Costco parking lot somewhere, and with 3 batches, you could maybe make your daily goal. It's just a suggestion if that works for you. But if you're working underneath that average, I would recommend maybe you find something else. That was the second comment. So yes, we all make different amounts of money depending on where we are. Does shopping speed matter? This is another comment I received. So according to Instacart, your shopping speed won't hinder you from seeing batches. However, it will increase your ability to take more batches because you'll finish them quickly, which we get. I talked to a couple people who have really, really low shopping speeds. Like, I don't even know how their speeds are that low. I think they're like 32 items per second, something like that. I want to know how they're doing that. And then I also follow, as you know, the Facebook groups and a lot of the Instacart shoppers who have been shopping for over a year who have those low speeds. They're killing it, you guys, and they're seeing really high batches. They believe it's because of their low speed, which is why they're so aggressively trying to stay at a low speed. So what I did this last week was try to work on my speed. So I was able to get my speed down to 57 seconds per item, which is pretty good because when I first started, I started at 100, not thinking it, that was a big deal, but I really figured out to put some pep in my step and to figure out some tricks that worked for me. Since I have lowered my speed, I have been seeing higher batches, and this was even with a 4.98, so maybe there is some truth to that. So speed matters because yes, you can do more batches, but more importantly, you might see more lucrative batches. So in the comments below, if that's the case for you, please let me know. And remember, I don't know if this is right or not. It's working for me. It's working for other people that have low speeds. It's a win-win no matter what. Try to keep that speed down because I think now I'm in the top 10% of the shoppers in my area of the lowest speed, and that's where I kind of want to be, but that's just because I have a competitive nature, I guess. So does speed matter? I think it does. One other viewer made a comment to one of my videos. I was talking about, is it necessary when you do a delivery to put groceries, to photograph your groceries once you've delivered them? The answer is yes, for me, and here's why. People are getting deactivated unfairly for customers stating that they didn't receive their groceries. And unless you have proof that you actually did deliver the groceries, Instacart will deactivate you for no proof. Even if you have proof, unfortunately, you still can get deactivated. So I say, when in doubt, cover your you-know-what, CYA. And a viewer said, you don't have to go, that's extreme. You shouldn't have to go through all that trouble just to do that. Is it really necessary? And again, I say yes. What do you guys think? Not only is it necessary, I recommend downloading the timestamp app on your phone, which gives you the date and time of where you photographed that particular photo. And then I now take photos, and this is thanks to Instacart Dude, who I enjoy his video as I've learned a lot from him, is to take a photo of the groceries through the chat before you swipe out of the app. So before you hit complete delivery, message the customer a photo and say your groceries are here on the step, and that way you're covered, double covered. Now, another thing I will do, and this is really important, sorry, it's dry in here, I have to stop for a drink, sorry, is when a customer meets me at the door, and a lot of times they will hurry up and grab the groceries while I'm trying to unload them. Now I say, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm sorry, sir, can you just give me 30 seconds to finish unloading these? I need to take a picture of your groceries so Instacart validates that I actually delivered your groceries and they weren't taken. That might deter any fraudulent shenanigans happening, along with making sure you're delivering to areas that you know are safe. You know what I mean by that? Because there's a lot of areas near me that have been told to stay away from because customers are, every time they get the groceries, not doing nice things. So just cover yourself when it comes to that. So Is it necessary to go the extra mile? 100%, without a doubt, is necessary in every situation, whether it's customer service, whether it's speed, whether it's taking extra photographs, whatever it is, you guys. You have to do it if you want to make money with this app. You have to be willing to do the work. It is exhausting, but you can at least sleep at night knowing you did everything you can. That way, if you wake up to the next day with the 4-star and you know you did everything right, it's okay. You can't beat yourself up over this. So those are just a few of the comments I wanted to address. I'm going to stop this here because I don't want this to be longer than it already is. And that's it. So please let me know below what's been happening with you, what has helped you to get your 5-star rating to where it is, or how you are doing. I love hearing all of your tips and your advice and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I hope you guys are having a great week and meeting your goals and killing your numbers. And if you're not, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. The burnout is real. You're going to have good days and bad days. Just know I believe in every single one of you. And I will be in touch later this week and we will talk more about whatever. All right, guys. Have a great night. Have a great day. Whatever you're doing, be nice to each other. Okay? Bye.